Hopefully you've stitched at least one, if not all, of your hexagons, or at least you've got through this one so that we can figure out how to finish it. So I've gone ahead out of camera and stitched all the way around, but I do want to speak to how do I take it out if I don't like the stitches? For example, maybe you did hit on that you also liked, having one diagonal and then 3 straight ones, and this one only ended up with 2, so I need to take it out. What I need you to do, if that's the case, is to unthread your needle. Please use the blunt end, which is the eye end of your needle, and then you'll just need to carefully pick them out. And start by picking out this loop that is horizontal across the top. Each stitch will take 2 things. So I've got that one out, and then I could take that one out, and that's basically how you will remove them. I haven't said it in this video yet, but I encourage you to not split your stitches, and what that means is don't take your needle and put the thread through existing thread. You need to be close to it, but don't go through it. When you split stitches, I don't know what it is, but the threads love each other and they're very difficult to get out. You may end up having to clip them to get them out if you end up splitting stitches. So that is the preferred method. Let me see if I might have to trim my thread. And as you stitch, this little end that we've been threading with, he gets kind of frayed. And yeah, mine is not cooperating. So what you might have to do, if you end up having to undo it and need to rethread, you may need to sacrifice a 1/2 inch or so of thread there, just so that you can get it threaded. If it gets too furry, if it gets too much like a scaredy cat tail and it won't stay flattened together, I think you're going to have trouble. I'm going to put glasses on, and I think that will help. If you're having trouble threading a needle, if you've never had glasses before, at this distance of, about the length of a straw is what I say, 10, 11, 12, 13 inches, time to go to the eye doctor, just saying. All right, so I've got that rethreaded. So I took a few stitches out. I'm going to put them back in really quick. But each one of these hexagons really are going to pretty much stand alone. Most efficiently, I think you're going to be better off knotting off and starting over each time. I think it's going to look the best if we try to draw threads underneath from one to the other. Because it's that blue, I'm afraid it's going to show through. Now, how do I end? I put my 3 straight ones here, and I need to connect it so my perimeter is connected. What I want you to do, make sure I'm in the field of vision here, let me remove the glasses for that, is to jump over this slightly diagonal little leg right here and go through the sand right where those 2 parts of the next one come together. So in order to connect it, I've jumped over this little portion and I've connected it up at the top. Again, hopefully avoiding going through my stitches. And so that's one complete hexagon stitched all the way around. And I'm going to just turn it over, and you can see my stitches hopefully here in my starting knot. And then I'm going to tie a new knot. I'm going to go away from that one a little bit, maybe about 1/4 inch. I'm going to take a bite, meaning I'm going to put my needle through 1 or 2 threads of the cotton. I don't need to go all the way back through to the front to tie a knot. So I've just kind of moved my position. I don't want to put 2 knots right in the same spot. So I've moved away a little bit. I'm going to take another bite, just a couple of threads of the cotton without really needing to pick up any of the wool. Draw up a circle. Twist it a little bit, put my needle back through the circle, and that should be a secure enough knot. Now, often I'll go back and I'll travel under the cotton a little bit. You can cut it off right there, leaving about 1/4 inch, but I end up traveling away a little bit, and then that's where I will make my 1/4 inch cut. Over time, now we've knotted it in both places, these little thread ends will fray, and actually that's okay. That makes them less likely to come through because when they fray, they've expanded a little bit. So that's how I end. So I'll end up removing this and putting the aqua, but for these 7 hexagons, I'm going to repeat that process of going all the way around, knotting it off, starting a fresh one, going all the way around, connecting it, and knotting it off each time until I've got all 7 of them done. I'm going to do the same thing with these half hexagons, being real sure I catch these, there's really pointy points down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this 1/3 hexagon for the knot, for the neck. So go ahead and get all these done. In the next video, I'm going to pick back up with you with this little triangle because he's kind of a skinny guy.